So the other day I was here at home. I live in a house. I have a couple of other housemates that I share with, and one of the housemates decided that he was going to make flapjacks, and he told me this. And if you don't know what flapjacks are, here in the UK, I'll put a picture up on the screen. And in South Africa, I think we call them crunchies. But basically, they're like this nice kind of cookie type of treat that you get with oats in it. Anyway, so he told me that he's going to make these flapjacks, and I was like, yay, because I love flapjacks. And sometimes I also go down to the shops and I'll buy a flapjack because they're very tasty. And so the next day, I walked into the kitchen as he's making the flapjacks, and I see all the ingredients that he has out on the counter that he's going to use to make these things. And I was quite shocked because I saw all the ingredients going into this flapjack, and it was like calorie and carbohydrate and fat overload. Literally, it was big bag of brown sugar, container of syrup, a big block of butter. What else? Flour, oats, high carb, high sugar, and high fat ingredients. So, and then he was making this giant tub of it, and I was thinking to myself, good grief, this is what goes into the flapjacks? And that made me realize that a lot of the time, we don't actually know what's going into the food that we eat. We see something at the store and we buy it, and then we just eat it without really thinking about what's in it. And sometimes you might look at the back, just for an idea, but a lot of the time you just think, oh, it's a small little treat, and it's got oats in it, so maybe it's healthy, and you just eat it. And that is why it's very important to actually cook or make a dish yourself so that you can see what goes into the food. I think when you buy something at the store and you don't make it yourself and you keep eating like that, you become very disconnected from the process of making the food and what goes into it. So it can be kind of like amazing and almost eye-opening when you make the food yourself and you think, holy Jesus, look at all the rubbish that is going into this food, like in the case of the flapjacks. So I thought that was very interesting, and I'm someone that's quite conscious about the food I eat, and now and then I will have a flapjack. I just didn't realize that there was so much sugar and so much syrup and so much butter going into that thing. And one of those small little flapjacks is crammed with calories, and that's gonna add to your calorie count for the day. And if you're someone that's trying to watch your weight and get back into shape, you can get a little bit sucked in by a treat like that because they look small and you eat maybe one or two of them thinking it's not going to have too much of an effect, when in fact it does, and it can take up a whole bunch of your calories that you're allocated for a day. So that's all I really wanted to say today. It's like when you're buying something from the shop, just try and pay more attention to what you're actually buying and what's in it. And the best way to find out is to actually make that thing yourself. And then you can see the ingredients that go into the product and kind of like take a step back and check things and then say, whoa, do I want to be putting all of this nonsense into my body? And then you make a decision from there. And by being more aware like that, you pay more attention to the foods that you're eating, and you can adjust your diet and your sort of health plan accordingly, so that if there are kind of high calorie foods that aren't doing you any justice in your weight loss journey, you can maybe cut them out or eat less of them, and just be more conscious and aware of what you're making and what you're putting into your body. All right, so that's it. And if you found this video helpful, just click the subscribe button below, and I'll see you next time.